Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the Walkera Aibao drone, and it's also known as the Airbot. It's kind of a different category drone known as augmented reality, and I don't know if there's any other drones in this category because it's not really a racing drone and it's not really an aerial photography drone, although you could take aerial video with this. It does have a pretty good camera in it as far as I've heard, but it doesn't have any gimbal stabilization. It's just built into the drone directly, so you're going to get a lot of camera shake. So let's go ahead and get everything out of the box and we'll check it out. Okay, so right here on the box, it does mention that there's some video tutorials at the Walkera website. And I probably have some tutorials and stuff like that. You guys should check that out. It's at www.walkera.com. And then right here we got a quick start guide. It's a box of propellers and another box of propellers. This is the charger here. There's a power cord that goes on that side, and then there's two leads on here. One goes to, I think, the transmitter, and the other one charges the battery. Here is the remote, and it looks very similar to a Phantom remote. Even has this pop-up tablet or phone holder here as well. We'll take a closer look at this here in a moment. It's just a USB cable. It's the power cord for the charger. Okay, and here is the drone itself. It's actually smaller than the Phantom. In the pictures it does look like it's like a Phantom size. It's got these legs under here. Obviously it doesn't really need those legs because there's no gimbal, but I think there is a gimbal accessory for another additional camera, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. I thought I saw that somewhere. And here is the battery. And here are some wrenches and Allen keys. Okay, so here's a closer look at the controller. As you can tell here, the throttle is centered, so this has built-in altitude hold on the quad, as well as GPS mode. You can see here there's different modes here. There's manual, GPS mode, motion mode, and circle mode. So these are a few of the modes that this quad will do, and these are basically some automated movements that the quad can do based on the mode you're in. We got a automatic takeoff button here and an automatic landing button here, and you got a couple other buttons here under the tablet holder. This one is for return to home, and over here is the power to turn it on. And on the top here you got video and photo buttons, and over here is gimbal pattern and gimbal return, and I don't think these are going to be used for anything on this model, the one I've got, because it doesn't have the gimbal. Now this is actually a really substantial controller. It actually feels pretty heavy, actually heavier than the Tyrannus, and it looks a lot like the Phantom controller as well. Now this has built-in Wi-Fi in this controller, and you can download this app on the Android Play Store if you want to use a tablet, to connect your tablet to the controller itself to use this app called Aibao Go, which is kind of like a video game app, and it's part of their augmented reality application for this particular drone. So basically you can run the app on your tablet and use the controller as a simulator, because actually there's some simulators on the app itself, so that you can actually learn how to fly the drone without actually flying it. You can just fly it through the simulator, and I was able to do that by just connecting it over Wi-Fi. Now there's a second app called Walkera Drone that I was not able to find on the Android Play Store. Apparently it exists on the iOS App Store for Apple. So that's another app that allows you to fly the drone and see the FPV feedback from the camera on your screen. Now I might be able to do that through the game app on the Android app, but I think that you can only do that in the context of playing a game like collecting coins using the augmented reality, where these little virtual coins show up on the screen while you're flying around. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to fly this with my Android tablet, because I don't have an iOS device, so that I can at least demo the flight of this in a later video. which actually, come to think of it, if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see from a flight demo from this particular drone, let me know in the comments below. This drone's been out for a while. It's been reviewed. It's actually been reviewed by a lot of different channels, and kind of looking for some ideas on what would be interesting in a way to demo this. So let me know in the comments below about that. Here's a closer look at the battery. It's a 2-cell, 5200 milliamp hour battery. There's actually the power switch is actually built into the battery itself. You flick down on here, and the battery charges through this little port. You pull back this cover, and it uses sort of I think it's a 2-cell balance lead port there to charge it. Okay, so here's a closer look at the drone itself. You got a micro SD card slot here on the side. Here's the camera here in the front. It's a 4K camera, and it's not stabilized. Obviously, there's no gimbal, but I've heard that the image quality is pretty good. Over on this side, we've got a micro USB port here. I think that's probably for firmware updates. And over here on the bottom, I think we've got a couple of sensors for maintaining altitude. And back here is where the battery plugs in. Okay, so here's a look at the prop. It's a 7.5-inch prop, so definitely this is a lot smaller than the ones on the Phantom, and actually even smaller than the ones on the Mavic as well, even though those are foldable. And these are they just spin on like this. They counter rotate, so they actually have a little arrow here. So they actually have a little arrow here that indicate which way you should spin them onto the motor. And on the arm, you should have the same arrow pointing in the same direction, and that will tell you which prop goes on which arm. Okay guys, so that's it for this initial video. I'm going to have another video with some flight demo and some flight footage. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see for a flight demo, and I'm going to take a look at those comments and incorporate that into the next video. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.